Somebody asked me, they was like, man, you're a very strong person, man. I want to be as strong as you with your faith, you know. And I told him, I said, I understand that it's not me, it's because of him. I understand where my help comes from. I apologize for my allergies too. Psalms 121:1. I lift up my eyes up to the hills for where my help comes from. So one thing, I acknowledge God that I need him more and more. And the older I get, the more and more I need him. I just understand that, you know, before, when I thought I was doing it on my own, I wasn't. Yeah, so watch this. John 15:5. So I'm about to teach you something. John 15:5. It says, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So I understand that if I remain in God, if I remain in Jesus, Jesus will remain in me and I will bear much fruit. What fruits? The fruits of the Spirit. Verse 16. He said, you did not choose me, but I chose you. I thank God he chose me. And if you're watching this, he chose you too. It says, I appointed you to go and bear fruit. So it's our job to bear fruit, fruit that will remain, so that whatever you ask in the Father, ask the Father in my name, he will give to you. So if I stay in Jesus and Jesus stay in me, I will bear fruit. Now, again, he chose me. I didn't choose him. So it says, if I remain in him, whatever I ask the Father, and then he will give me. Excuse me. So if we remain in him, whatever we ask, says he will give to you. Now, we're talking about bearing fruits. So these are the fruits. Galatians 5:22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, or patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness. I ask you, which one of those do you need? Verse 23, gentleness and self-control or meekness. Matthew 7:16. By their fruit you will recognize them. So I pray that you guys that read this, or you look at whatever you look on my page, that I produce some of the fruit through Jesus Christ. Romans 8:5. But again, we have a choice. Those who live according to the flesh. Now, all Christians, anybody, we all have a choice whether we want to live according to the flesh or according to the Spirit. So Romans 8:5. Those who live according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who live according to the Spirit set their minds on the things of the Spirit. Colossians 3:12. Therefore, as the elect of God. So if you call yourself a Christian, whatever you call yourself, holy and beloved, clothe yourselves with compassion. Excuse me. So it says, therefore, if you call yourself pretty much a Christian, Catholic, or you consider yourself, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. So God is saying, put these on. So therefore you can bear fruit, and then people will see you by their fruit, because that's what it says. We will be, they will see, and they will know whether we bear fruit or not. Romans 8:13. For if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But through the power of the Spirit, you put to death the deeds of your sinful nature, you will live. So I was telling somebody, as you grow closer to God, anybody that call themselves a man or woman of God, the scripture says that God said, we know them, we will know Jesus, because Jesus, if we listen to his, that's why he said, my sheep shall hear me, because we'll know by his words. And God will tell us to do things. So that's why, it's not our job to catch the fish. It's our job. Well, it's not our job to clean the fish. It's our job to catch the fish. So when we catch the fish, that's when Jesus will clean them up. A lot of times with the church, people in general, they try to catch the fish, then they try to clean them. It's not our job. That's why God said, don't judge. The closer you get to God, God will show you what you need to change in your life. God will start to show you and say, hey, this is what you need to do. And you'll be like, you know what? I shouldn't do this no more. Some people be like, well, you know what? Because it's not a sin to drink. It's a sin to get drunk, and then you be like, maybe I don't need to get drunk anymore, and God will show you, and a lot of times people get upset. They say, well, you're judging me. No person is judging the action, but it does say we're supposed to warn you. But understand, that's why you got to, do it gently, and how you saying it. Hey, listen, I'm just trying to warn you, And if they receive it, they receive it. If they don't, you know, they don't. So I understand with following Christ that, you know, you're going to have some haters. You're going to have some people to disagree with you. You're going to have some people that unfriend you on Facebook. So what? Do you really want the people around you that really don't care about you, you know, or just looking on your page just to be looking? They want to go through all that trouble, then let them. People that unfriended me, look, God bless you. You know, I ain't mad at you. You just made room for somebody else, you know, to be able to, that, you know, we'll see the fruits, you know, that I pray I'm still, you know, bearing that fruit. And that's what I try to live by and show compassion, you know, and gentleness and meekness and everything like that. So, again, if you want the faith and that I have, you know, I learned to understand that, you know, if I remain in Jesus and he remain in me, you know, he'll give you things that you ask for and you'll bear fruit. You know, I chose, like you said, you know, he chose me. And it says we had a choice whether we want to remain in him or not. And I choose to continue to remain in him forever, whether who likes it or not. You know, it says if we were a people pleaser, we wouldn't please God. You know, so I understand that by pleasing God, the right people shall be pleased. So, again, if you're looking at, you want the faith that I have, whatever you see that I have, God will give it to you. He says no respect of persons. So, God bless. Love y'all.